one of the first things I want to talk about is something we call holster levels. And what that's really talking about is the level of active retention methods that hold that firearm into place. Now, the reality is most holsters hold a firearm in place by nothing more than a good snug fit. And that's what I've got here. In fact, this is my carry gun and my carry holster. This leather holster is molded specifically to this firearm of choice. And that molding, the sturdiness of the leather actually holds that firearm in place. So I can move, I can run, I can jump, and I could probably stand on my head and the firearm's going to stay in place. I'm not going to try that, but we'll talk about why a level 0 holster or an open top holster might be preferable to people. I've got a couple level 1 holsters here, and that means it has another active retention method of holding the firearm in place in addition to that snug fit. Now this holster looks like the other ones. Of course, this one's made out of plastic, or Kydex as we call it. It doesn't look like there's any other way of holding the firearm in place. But if you look in the back, there's actually a little lever here, and I can't pull the firearm out of the holster until I pull that lever back. So that's an active retention method. That means the firearm's going to stay in place again if I'm running, jumping, standing on my head, or maybe if somebody tries to grab that. Got another level 1 holster here, and again, this one is even a little bit more hidden now where the retention method is. It's actually built inside, so I can't pull this firearm out until I twist the gun, which, as you notice, is kind of one of those gross motor skills. As I'm drawing the firearm out, I'm going to rotate it to the side, but on the other hand, if someone's grabbing it in front of me trying to pull it away from me, they're not going to get it out of the holster. And this level 1 holster is a little more obvious. It has a top strap that's released by this lever that's pushed toward your body with your thumb, pops that lever off, and then I can pull the firearm out of the holster. So, without talking about why one might be preferable over the other, I think logic would say a retention method is good. In fact, if one retention method is good, 2 or 3 must be better, but that's not the case when it comes to permit holders, right? Why might a level 0 or an open top holster be preferable to a lever or a top strap that you have to rotate off?
Oh, Michael, that's a great point. And like you said, you would think that, well, the more things you'd have to go through to get the gun out, the better, so it doesn't come out inadvertently.
Keep it from somebody else,
but it's actually just the opposite. So what's going to happen when you actually have to deploy that gun is that you're going to have this huge adrenaline dump, and you're going to trigger the adrenal stress response.
Adrenaline can make you kind of stupid.
Exactly, yeah. And so what's going to happen, you're going to get tunnel vision, all your fine motor skills are going to go completely out the door.
Right.
So if you're expected to actually do some dynamic thumb movement or a finger,
push a lever, rotate a dial.
It's going to be very difficult to do, right?
This Uncle Mike's holster maybe is one of the better level 1 holsters because it may match your gross motor skills. People have heard also about level 2 or level 3 holsters, and those are really designed for law enforcement. Law enforcement have the unpleasant task of getting their hands on the bad guys, handcuffing them, getting them in the back of the car. So, and they're also carrying their firearms exposed most of the time. So having a level 2 or a level 3 holster makes sense. But imagine trying to defeat 3 levels of retention if you're trying to get that firearm to protect your life. So I prefer level 0 or open top holsters. Some others might want to gravitate towards a level 1, but we recommend level 2 and beyond. Leave it to law enforcement. Okay.
I couldn't agree more.